No man separate what we create. Unstoppable, untouchable, motherfucking worldwide bomb figures. Death row at its finest. MOB.
Hey, can you tell him how old you were when you first started boxing, or you decided that you wanted to be a boxer?
Well, my whole boxing thing is pretty funny. Like nothing in my, I don't believe anything's a coincidence. I believe in God, and I believe He's got a plan for your life flat out, and you just got to do what you got to do to stay on His plan. But as a kid, you know, I used to fight in the streets. In school, I used to fight. This is before everybody had guns and everybody was shooting each other over dumb crap. But, you know, we would square off and fight and shake hands after. So I was fighting back then, and I never really thought about a boxing gym until I joined the Navy. And the Navy boxing team was training on the base that I was stationed to. So I got to work out with those guys, and it was like, man, you guys pretty good skills. So my first amateur fight was against the light heavyweight champion of the United States Navy. My first fight. I didn't have any fights. This guy had about 60, 70 amateur fights, and I beat him. So and I was 19 years old. So that basically told me, like, man, I can do this, you know? So I'm like, wow. So that was basically it for that.
Explain to them, did you tell them what weight class that you're the champion of, and how much is that weight?
Okay.
'Cause they may not know. And how much whatever dedication it takes for you in particular to stay at that weight.
Cool. I'm in a cruiserweight division, which is, you know, you got super middleweight, light heavyweight, cruiserweight, and heavyweight. I'm right under the heavyweights, which is anything from 180 to 200 pounds. So, I mean, right now, I'm about 193 pounds right now. And me personally, I'm one of the fighters that I don't have to lose, I don't have to lose weight to make my weight. I know you hear about the guys like Cotto, Margarita, you know, all those other guys, they have to lose weight to fight at their weight. But I stay in the gym, you know, all the time. So I'm always at my fight weight. You know, I weigh in the fights at like 194, 195, when all the other guys are coming in 200. You know, they think because they weigh more, they think they're going to overpower me. But that's fiction. You know, speed is power. You know, movement. I'm able to move more and I'm quicker, and I still hit hard. So.
I know a lot of times we have the kids here, they don't want to push themselves.
Yeah.
And I guess what I'm trying to stress to them, the importance of pushing yourselves in physical training, and to get better results in the ring.
Indeed. If you wanna, okay, let me give you a short story. When I first started boxing, I was in the gym and I was sparring, and I'm sparring with this guy. First round, I come out throwing 1,000 punches. I'm just going crazy on this guy. Next round, I come out, I can't lift my arms. I'm so tired. So I talked to my trainer. I'm like, Coach, how can I not get tired anymore? And he said, are you running? And I was like, no. At this time, I just started boxing. I didn't know anything about anything but just punch. And he said, you run. You know, run, that keeps you in shape. Run, run, run. And ever since then, I've been running. I've just been running. So, and then when I'm in the gym, it's like when you're in shape, and I know you guys can attest to this, when you're in here working on the pads or whatever you're doing, you're tired, and the coach is telling you, throw this, throw that. You hear it, you want to do it, but your body don't react to it. You know, it's because you're tired. You need to be in better shape. When you're in better shape, prime example, Floyd Mayweather. You don't see that guy get tired. You know? Why? Because he runs. They say this guy goes to the nightclub. He doesn't drink, but they say he goes to the nightclub, has his friend drive his car home, and he jogs home after he parties. You know, that's how dedicated he is to his craft, you know. So he's in shape, you know. So he's able to get in there, throw punches, move, constantly move. And one thing with me personally, you know, me working out is like my testament to God, you know, flat out. So if I cheat myself in the gym, it's like I'm cheating God, because God wants to use me, you know, as a champion, as a professional boxer, to go out into the world and spread His gospel, to teach people about, you know, just to talk to people. And for me to cheat myself in the gym, that's going to cheat me in the ring, because I'm not going to be ready to be a champion. You know, so it's like I'm cheating God from using me.
Any more questions?
What about like pushing through that part when you feel like you can't do it anymore?
Yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry. That's my wife and / manager people, so she knows she's there. She said, "What about the part? You know, when you guys get to the part where you're just so tired and you gave it your all." I've been there before, and one thing I gotta say is you gotta tell yourself I'm not tired. You know, your brain tells your body you're tired, and then you start giving into it. Oh, I'm tired, I'm tired. You know, it's what you say is what you be. It's one of those things, you know what I mean? So when you tell yourself I'm not tired, and this is something I've used for years, I tell myself I'm not tired, I'm not tired. And then you can really fall back on that, because if you work hard in the gym, if you know you work hard in the gym, you can say, oh man, I'm in the gym going 8 rounds, you know, pretty good. Why am I I'm not tired in the 3rd round, you know? So you gotta keep telling yourself, it's kind of like you gotta fake your brain out. I'm not tired, I'm not tired, I'm not tired. You just keep going, keep going. Next thing you know, bell's ringing, one more round down the drain.
Steve, I know you touched on it earlier, but can you just stress the importance of what you eat, what you take in your body? Yeah. I know you talked about drinking. I know, you know, kids these days are bombarded with advertisement with soda and chips and cookies and pretzels. Yeah. If you could just speak to that in training and what that does to your body.
All right. Basically, like I said about water, your body is 70% water. So when you're in here sweating and working hard, you're losing water. You need to put water back in your body, because water has everything our body needs to perform right. Soda, sugar, you know, candy, sugar. We don't really have a lot of sugar in our house. You know, we don't really use sugar. It holds on to the bad stuff in your body. And then some guys wonder why they can't cut up, why they can't rip up, you know, why they want the muscles. It's because you got other stuff in your body. You need to really take that down a notch, you know, and try to drink more, seriously drink more water. Kool-Aid, and I mean, depending on how much sugar you use for your Kool-Aid, but seriously, water is the only thing, man. I mean, that's the major part of any athlete. You see these guys out here that play football, and they're like really dehydrated and exhausted, and they're passing out, they overheat, they need water, you know. Food-wise, we bake our food. We don't really fry anything anymore. You know, I used to eat fried chicken, fried fish, all that, fried. If we fry anything, it's in olive oil. You know, but mainly we bake our stuff. You know, we bake our food, but we just stay away from the sugars, man. Seriously, sugar is an athlete killer, flat out. That's it.
Can you also touch on what it is that separates a champion from any other athlete mentally?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Can you touch on what separates mentally a champion in any sport versus any other athlete?
From boxing?
Well, as a boxer.
Or just a champion from a normal athlete?
Yeah.
A champion is willing to do what the other guy's not willing to do. You know, he's willing to, like I said, that push. You got like a barrier. You know, you work hard, you're in the fight, and you work up to this barrier, and then you feel like you're tired. But you got to break through that barrier. You got to make new barriers for yourself, like new endurance levels. One thing when I was an amateur that I always did when I trained for a fight was I would always think of my opponent doing more than me. I still do that today. You know, I think of them. You know, I think of them running 8 miles a day when I'm running 5. You know, so that makes me run more. I think of them working hard, punching more in the gym, and so I punch more. It's one of them things you gotta continually tell yourself. You gotta be like your own coach on the inside too. Say, if I can do this, I can do a little. Keep pushing yourself. And that's what a champion does. A champion keeps pushing himself. A champion really has no limits, you know, until you find them, you know. And that's what makes a champion out of from a regular athlete. Okay, cool. I had this fight. I had this fight. My first fight for Don King in Las Vegas, in Mandalay Bay. This, you know, big casinos. So this was my first big fight. I was going from making $600 a fight to now I'm making $5,000 a minimum. You know, so this was my big show. You got Don King sitting here at the end of the ring. Oh man, all type of actors were there, like Denzel Washington. You know, they all come out to the fights in Vegas. So here it is, I come out, and I'm like, man, you know, I'm telling myself, I gotta show off, you know, I gotta look good for Don, you know, this is my new promoter, you know, I'm the new guy, so I wanna look good. So I'm fighting this guy from Africa named Henry. So we get in there, and I'm outboxing him, and boom, he hits me with the right hand, and I'm just looking up at the lights, like, in a blink of an eye. It's like I blink, and then I'm looking up at the sky. So, I was like struggling to get up, and you know, and I got up, and I just kept telling myself, I can't lose. So he tried to get me out of there. He tried to finish me, but I made it back to the corner. And my trainer, put the water on me, smacked me a little bit, make sure I was cool. And next thing you know, I come out for the next round and I'm good. I'm smoking, I'm still smoking. I outboxed him for 7 more rounds. So it was an 8-round fight. And everybody's like, wow, they never seen nobody get up from a punch like that. They're like, wow, man, wow, you must be in some good condition. That's great conditioning right there. And that basically is what saved me that fight. The way I work out, the stress that I put my body through in the gym wasn't more than what that guy could put on me in the ring.